TPP ministerial talks will be held in Singapore from December 7th. Ahead of the talks, Channel NewsAsia's Augustine Antavan caught up with Kirk Wagar, the U.S. ambassador to Singapore, who reiterated the importance of the trade deal.
This is a region that is very comfortable with trading amongst itself. And if a company or a farmer is going to put something on a boat and send it from Vietnam to Singapore, it is no different to send it to Chile. And that's good for both sides of that trade. And the more countries work together, the less communication issue you have on a range of issues. But I think the Trans-Pacific Partnership is absolutely a positive thing for all of our countries as we try to move forward together and continue to develop.
What is it might happen before the year end?
Well, I share the goals that the leaders spoke of in Bali. And we're certainly working very hard in that regard. As you know, the trade ministers will be here for next week, I believe. I met with Mike Froman, Ambassador Froman, when I was in D.C., and we are full speed ahead. But the exciting part about TPP is that it is a document that we expect to be bound by and others expect to be bound by. So when you get to the end, that little bit of tweaking on page 8 is completely reasonable if it's a document that you expect to hold others accountable to.
How are American mindsets to all of this? You brought a delegation to the United States, and is the sentiment on the ground still pro-export, dealing with imports from Asia?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, our economy works because it's the most open economy in the world. And we are based on trade, and we're based on bilateral and multilateral relationships to expand economies for our goods, but also the intellectual capital that goes back and forth.
Applying your legal mind, you don't think issues like copyrights and intellectual property rights, this won't be a stumbling block in getting the TPP moving?
No, because I think that the countries who have signed on to TPP understand how important that is. Nobody is going to open a manufacturing plant if they're worried about 3 years down the road, someone taking all that intellectual capital and starting their own. They're just not going to invest in the region. So that's bad for the countries. And the countries that are on the forefront of TPP understand that, but many others are hoping to get in. But intellectual property is really fundamental to this agreement being successful, because that's the only way that people are going to invest.